Hola amigos, it's been a minute. I'm back with YouTube. All right, let's go. Truly, really hope you can hear me. Right now, this house is my workspace slash kindergarten because my mom is taking care of Vera downstairs. We're in Argentina. But that's not the point of this video. We are going to have a series of videos talking about our experience and how it's been to live in Bosnia-Herzegovina for the past 4 years. I'm a foreigner, I'm an expat, and hi, I'm Denise from Balkatinos, in case I didn't say that before. But if you're here, you know why you're here. So we're going to start with work in Bosnia or in the Balkans. I think this could apply or help for those of you who are talking about the Balkans, the region in general. I live in Banja Luka in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This topic will be divided into 2 videos, mainly run you through a timeline of what work's been like since I moved to Bosnia. The second part of this video will be tips and sharing information that's been really helpful to get me where I am right now. The second video, which will be coming out next week, hopefully, will be a deeper discussion on this topic, as well as talking to some of my friends who are foreigners living in Bosnia, sharing their experience and also sharing some professional insights and also their tips. Most importantly, I'm creating this to help. So if you have any specific questions, leave them in the comments, leave them on Instagram, email us. Remind you, this is not legal professional advice. I am sharing my experience. I hope it helps. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing what helped me to get here. I don't know if you guys know, but I come from working almost 10 years for a huge corporation. An airline called Emirates, a great ride, and I learned so much, but I always knew that after working there, I would want to work on my own, like for myself, and also I would like to be location independent. That means I can travel, especially if I decided to move to Bosnia, and I would want to come to Argentina for 3 months every year. Those were my preferences, my husband's. We talked about it before moving to Bosnia, and we kind of, agreed on that. And this is why we chose to work remotely. Is this working? Here's the timeline. I lost my job in 2020. As you know, there was a huge pandemic and airline cut off like 30% of the employees. I got a fire after 10 years. I was made redundant. And I had already met my husband, and before that I had already started to look for a way out, and I got certified to teach English. So I started in 2017. I got a fire in 2020, and when I got fired, I had so much work teaching English online, which meant that I already had a job when I moved to Bosnia. I had my students, I had my whole schedule running. I just kept studying to be a good English teacher, I guess. I got my TEFL certificate, and I was teaching adults and children from all over. I started teaching on italki, which is a platform where you can sign up and then students just book you. I also worked with Preply and Amazing Talker, and later I wanted to go more freelance. Side by side with that, I got really interested in content creation, social media, and I created our Balkatinos page, which before had a different name, and the whole content was in Spanish. That's where I started with my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram. I had a website, then I deleted it. Before Vera was born, I remember myself studying all the time, learning so many skills about editing, about social media management, content creation, Canva, web design, everything that has to do with online work. I just kept studying and implementing it on my social media platforms. I was kind of doing that on the side, but my main job was actually teaching English online. I got pregnant in 2021. I had the freedom to be at home, and even I took a break towards the last months of my pregnancy. Then when Vera was born, I took a break as well, and I think I was off work for about 6 months or more. I had other things to deal with, being pregnant and thinking about raising a child in a foreign country. So I took a break. 2020 to 2022, it was all about teaching English online and doing some social media, which was not monetized at the moment. And I kind of got the hang of having a newborn. My parents were there helping me, but after they left, I wanted to see what it was like to have this new life as a mother in a foreign country, which, by the way, we're gonna make videos about that. So if you're interested, that's another huge topic of an expat life. If you want to know more about that, also leave any questions. Came back to work with some students, but working live, like booking lessons and committing to a schedule, having a newborn, it was not ideal. Also, I could not manage my energy. Sometimes I was tired because I didn't sleep, so it was like really tough to commit to a schedule for my classes. So I decided to start looking for a job. That is when I came across Job Rack. A friend of ours recommended it to us. I went on there. I was looking for different types of jobs, maybe in the social media industry, content creation, as well as travel, tourism, and so on. The platform is really user-friendly. You create your account, your profile, and there are different hiring processes. It depends on the company. And the good thing is that they connect talent, like professionals in the Balkans. It's only for people in the Balkans with companies from all over. Because I'm not born in the Balkans, I do have a residence visa, so they did ask for my residence visa. I came across the company I work for now in the TEFL industry, a lot of admin work. I do some social media as well, some monitoring, and I work for a company, so like a person that I was actually looking up to when I started to get into this whole teach English online world. So it's really funny how life works, because now I'm doing like a combination of everything I've done and everything I like. And it's a part-time job, so I still have time to work on content creation. A lot of networking as well really helped me with the jobs I have right now. One day, one of my students, a student I used to teach English to, she has a photography school, and she asked me to start doing translations and translations for her company and voiceovers and so on. We stayed in touch, always kept a professional relationship. She liked my English, and I think she could see that I was still present in my social media and, working on other things. So to summarize everything, this is what I do now. Part-time admin work for this company. I do our social media, content creation, also do some translations. These are some things that I share with people in private messages, because one thing I do want to share with you guys is that there are a lot of us. And also this video is aimed for people who are going to move to the region because of their partners, not so much, digital nomads looking for a new place to live. If that helps you, great. But I actually want to help people who are in a situation where I was and I didn't have any information. There's not a lot of information online, and all of these things that we've learned are out of experience and trying and getting disappointed. And I understand how that sometimes can actually take a toll on your relationship, because you're deciding to take a new step, to start a new beginning, a new chapter in your life, and the lack of information and the anxiety, and you're scared for what's to come in the future, especially if you don't know the language, you don't have any information. It can be very stressful. I also want to create this community that can help each other. So if you're also in a similar situation and now you feel like you have a settled life, share your experience and help somebody else. Let's make this world a little bit better somehow. English is so important. I understand that the language can be a barrier sometimes, and it's not like you cannot find a job. It's not impossible. I know people who have found an in-person job, maybe in a language school, or I don't know, even the employer can do your visa. I don't know, but the chances are really low. Speaking English and working remotely can really save you that trouble of having to go out and look for a job in a foreign country where you don't speak the language or you don't understand how things work. Also, having these tech skills, try to be as tech savvy as possible. The online world provides so many opportunities right now, and actually, I think it gives you tools to have the life you kind of want. The more skills you can have and learn to work online, I think it would give you peace of mind. The Balkans, it's not like, not everything works as it should. So the more you can avoid dealing with bureaucracy or with certain type of people, the better. I know it's my case. I work online and I don't really have to deal with things that happen there on a day-to-day because I just work on the computer with a company from abroad. I don't know if you've heard, but a lot of young professionals unfortunately leave the countries because there are not good opportunities there. The salaries are not super high. So again, working remotely can really give you a good lifestyle, I would say. Distances are so short there, and we always get to pack our computers and travel somewhere. That would be my first two tips. Have an amazing English and also learn as many skills as possible to work online. And if you're choosing to go down that road, then you should know that to keep things legal, you should open a company or register yourself with a self-employment. You can have the same rights as any citizen of the country. Now it's getting easier because there are more of us. So I think accountants are really helpful with that. In order to avoid any drama, which I'm sure you don't need, try to keep things legal. I prefer to do this because I also felt like it gave me some sort of autonomy or independence. It was so exhausting to have to ask my husband for everything because I wouldn't understand how to open a bank account, or I would have to do it with him. And I think it also gives me a lot of independence to do things on my own. I guess my fourth tip would be to do networking as much as possible. There are so many of us expats living in this part of the world. We can help each other. So if you are one of them, get in touch. I think we need a nice community to support each other, and you can learn things from somebody else and vice versa. If you have the chance to meet other people, go for it. And lastly, don't be afraid to try things. Maybe there's an opportunity to do a job you never done before, and getting out of your comfort zone can actually be something really good and successful for you. Don't be afraid to try new things. You are starting a new life, and you never know what's in store for you. I never thought I would be doing admin work, because when you hear admin work, it could be like, I actually like what I do because it's a mix. Everything I've done in the past, my experience and things I like doing, that's like my job. And I still have time to do other things. So don't be afraid to try new things. You're starting a new life. I started a new life and everything's been a pleasant surprise. Okay, not all the time, but yeah. We're gonna come back with part 2 with other stories. So stick around, leave any questions, get in touch, and see you soon. Vidimo se!